How's it going, everybody? It's Carlos, one of your hosts of the Just Fans podcast, and I'm joined here with my co-host Rios. How's it going, Rios?
Victory Wednesday.
Victory Wednesday, indeed. Well, we got a lot to talk about. We got the Texans rally past the Steelers at in Pittsburgh in the cold. And now the Texans face off this weekend against the New England Patriots in the divisional round of the playoffs. All this and more when we come back from our intro. Hit it.
Ride through Houston, Texas, flexing, rolling through the SWAT. Repping for the city, hear 'em in the parking lot. Houston written across the jersey, ain't gon' never stop. Just Fans got me tuning in, waiting for the drop. Astros, Texas, Rockets, Dynamo, they coming with it. When they pull up, got the city sitting on a fitted. Straight up A-Leaf, hold it down, ain't gon' never quit it. Just Fans got me tuning in, let my dogs get it. Southwest A-Leaf, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans.
All right, as we said at the top of the show, right before the intro, man, the Texans rally past the Pittsburgh Steelers in, what a lot of people thought, including ourselves, that it was going to be kind of like a low-scoring game, and it seemed that way at first up until the Texans defense started making plays as well, and out of nowhere, it was, at the end result, it was 30 to 6, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 30 to 6. So overall, the defense, obviously the best thing about the Houston Texans has been the defense. They have been consistently good since day one. And this is a Super Bowl caliber defense. That's something that I believe all of us agreed on since this season. Actually, since before the season began, we said, hey, this is a Texans Super Bowl caliber defense. We started seeing shades of this type of defense since last season. These pieces started coming together, these pivotal pieces. You got, again, every part of the Texans defense has been very important to be at the level that they're on. But before we start talking about defense, I want to leave it to the end. Let's talk about the offense, really. This was probably I think CJ Stroud did enough to get past the Steelers. Now, this was probably one of his worst games that we've ever seen, if not one of his worst performance in the game. It was turnover after turnover. Now, I'm not, it felt like there was a lot of miscommunication with the center. Like that was like something was happening where maybe they were not in sync, they were not connected. I'm not sure what was going on, but I think they even mentioned that during the game that CJ Stroud and the center were doing some practices because something was off. Something was off where it was impeding. Like the ball came out too soon. There was a point where I think is it Patterson? Patterson's, yeah. The ball came out before even Stroud called it in one particular play. 5 fumbles, like. You can't do that in the playoffs. Like 5 fumbles. And it was just, it was just things that were added on. Like, it was an overall. That's what concerned me. He did have. I will say this though. He did throw for 250 yards and a touchdown. He did average about 7.5 yards per attempt. He showed. I think one of the things that I really did like is that he showed a lot of chemistry. Like Christian Kirk. Yes. Christian Kirk. We got the right name, Stephen A. Christian Kirk. Yes. He came, dude. What a fantastic game. 144 yards and a touchdown for Christian Kirk. Phenomenal.
Thank you, Jacksonville.
So,
Thank you, Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Jacksonville. Overall, that was a great performance. He shined. Rios, what are your thoughts solely on on the Texans offense?
Where to begin? I will say, outside of those 5 bad snaps, CJ played a pretty good game. It's probably not a popular opinion, but outside of those 5 snaps where, the fumbles, he played a very clean game from the pocket. He made plays when he needed to. He essentially he did what I had said, weeks past. You don't need him to be, Mahomes. You don't need him to be prime Aaron Rodgers. You need him to be more like 07 Eli Manning, 2012 Joe Flacco, take care of the ball, score when you need to, and let the defense, do their thing. And I think if he has a game this bad, early on, get it out of the way, it's only up from here at this point.
I will agree with that.
Deflated. During the game, I was at the watch party, and I'm not going to lie, most people were really deflated by the lack of offense. But looking back on it in hindsight, you know what? It wasn't that bad compared to other quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, Drake May also had 2 fumbles. You don't hear that, though. 2 fumbles. He had, 1 touchdown as well? Less than 250 yards. But, no, all we hear about is Stroud fumbling the ball a bunch. Like, come on, man.
I will say that, obviously, Stroud, the ball security was a low point in Stroud's career. And then, obviously, that interception at the end as well after such a really good drive was also kind of a killer at first. I will agree with you in the fact that I think Stroud goes up from here. I don't think he's going to have that type of game. I don't think he's going to have that type of game. I'm hoping this is something that D'Amico, they address. They look back. One of those things where they look back at the tape and like, okay, this is where we just cannot mess up. Defense, took care of what they, took care of it, obviously. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like, I'm not saying CJ Stroud is solely depending on the defense. Here's the thing, though. It's part of the team. That's what you're supposed to do as well. Does that make sense?
The team game.
Yeah,
one is not doing their job, allowing the other one to pick up the slack.
Right, and that's totally fine. If it works, it works. You get there how you get there. And like I said, this was probably one of those points where I think Stroud looks back at it, reflects on it, and says, "Okay, I'm not going to have this type of game anymore," because now you're going off against essentially a better team in the AFC, a really well coached team as well by Mike Vrabel, a very disciplined team as well by Mike Vrabel. So, who's done a fantastic job with the New England Patriots to get them at the level where they are right now. So, at this point, one of the things that I am still, since we're still talking about the offense, Nico Collins, that's going to be a key missing piece for the Houston Texans. I don't see him clearing concussion protocol from here till Sunday. I just can't see that.
No, not likely, especially with how conservative this coaching staff is when it comes to injuries. They're not going to rush it. They're next man up, basically.
Yeah.
And we've seen them play well without Nico Collins. When they played the 49ers, they didn't have Nico Collins, and TJ had one of his best games of the season. And that 49ers defense, that even with all the injuries, they're still one of the top units as far as all the defensive metrics go. Like, so it wasn't just just a cakewalk. Like, he did a good job of distributing the ball to multiple. I think 8 different receivers had catches. Like,
right, he spread the ball out. Yeah,
like it was. And I expect the same type of production, even if they have Christian Gonzalez out there. Like, who's he gonna shadow? Christian Kirk? Like, he's still got and Noel and Dalton Schultz out there. Like.
And that's the thing, Christian Gonzalez. I think he was also on the concussion protocol, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there was reports today of him being at practice. Is that correct?
It was a limited non-contact practice. We've seen it with our own players on Houston, where they had a concussion on Sunday. They had them out there on Wednesday wearing the red jerseys, no non-contract practice. Do you have? From what I've read, someone told me it's only 1 full practice. I want to say it's 2 full practices before you get cleared. So we'll see. He has to clear by Friday, otherwise he's not able to play.
Right. Yeah. So that's something to monitor to see if Christian Gonzalez gets there. But look, to be fair, Jalen Higgins, I mean, that's your next man up right there, and you saw, of course, the chemistry that you had with Christian Kirk. That's another threat right there. And of course, at this point, you have, if Nick, like I said, most likely Nico Collins is out. You got Jalen Noel in there. You could probably activate, because correct me if I'm wrong, Justin Watson is out. He might be out. I can't remember why he was out the last game. If it was a knee,
probably healthy scratch.
Yeah. So you have at this point, if Nico's out, you have that, and you have you may have Christian Barrios thrown in the mix for the first time in a while. You gotta get your.
My guess is they probably do a lot more 11 sets, more tight end, more double tight ends, utilizing the fullback a little more. we've seen them utilize this, the sixth lineman a whole lot. They've been successful with it. I think they lean much more on that in this game than they did against the Steelers.
Yeah,
they're going to get creative because again, Nico Collins is top 10 receiver in the league when he's healthy, but they're going to have to make do without him this week.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think this is going to fall. This is going to be a game where you're really going to see Nick Caley just really open up the playbook in a different way. What you're missing, you're going to be missing your star receiver Nico, and I mean, and Stroud has done it. Like you said, Stroud has been able to distribute the ball. We've seen Dalton Schultz this season again went over 700 yards. I think it was like 775, just shy of like 800. And so he was very productive this season. He was very productive, much more than last season, right? So that's something that you can utilize. We saw some Kate Stover action against the Steelers as well. Very little, but we still got to see some Kate Stover action. So there you go. There might be it just depends on the creativity as well. And that's one of the I will say that has been a con this season, the creativity in the offense. How is Nick Caley going to draw up something against, like I said, a very well coached Patriots team with Mike Vrabel? So Pat's fan here dropped in to say hi and to listen a bit. Welcome to Gillette. Looking forward to a rough, entertaining game. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, no.
It should be a good one. Like I said,
it should be a good one. It's something to look forward to. It's
most definitely two great defenses. You got two good head coaches. You got two young quarterbacks. It should be a good matchup.
Yeah. It should. It's definitely something to look forward to. For sure. No, thanks for dropping in. I hope you enjoy the show, brother. If this is your first time hanging out or whatnot. But back to what we were saying. So, yeah, I mean, they just have to get creative with that. Again, Nico is missing, but we've seen CJ distribute the ball, and I think that this is one of those points where, like, going back to what I said earlier, looking back at this game again, we can all agree this wasn't CJ's best game. Far from it. But I think with CJ's character, I believe it's not going to get worse than that. I hope, at least I hope that it's not going to get worse than this. Yeah, fingers crossed. I don't think, and there was a stigma. And I can say I was part of it too, where it says CJ can't play in the cold. Well, he proved people wrong at the Chiefs game. It was below 27. What was the stigma? Is it below 35 or something like that?
Below 30.
Below 30, yeah. So the Chiefs game was 27. You saw what he did against the Steelers. So you got now again. Sorry, not that good of a game, but he still held it down. That's what I got to say. So now,
outside of those 5 terrible snaps, he had a decent game. 250 yards, touchdown, converted key third downs.
Yes,
he was a game manager on Monday.
Yeah,
out of those 5 fumbles, but again, like we mentioned earlier, it's probably communication issues with the center, and then just protection issues on that flea flicker. Which, look, I think creative,
okay. But let's talk about that for a second.
Creative. That was
let's talk about that. We're talking about the creativity, right, Rios? Why a flea flicker in the red zone?
It was at the 50,
or at least close to the end zone. My fault, but not the red zone yet. But still,
there was certain points in the game where you can do that. When they were running it down their throats, that would have been the time to bust out the flea flicker. But when you're at the 50 and you haven't really had a good passing attack up to that point, come on. Smart. I appreciate being, thinking outside the box a little bit, trying to be a little creative, but there's a time and a place, man.
Time and place. Exactly. Time and place.
And especially with the protection, because the guy just ran right past his blocker and just hit the ball in Stroud's hands like that. That's not even on the quarterback at that point. That was just a split second blocking that guy. Higgins was open down the field. That's an easy walking touchdown.
The thing is, with his receivers can get open. That's the thing. Remember last season, that was one of the biggest issues that we had receivers that couldn't get open. I see offending on third down was key. I want to say this, though. The Texans had key third downs. That's one of the biggest strengths. Rios, you got stuff all over your mustache, brother. Oh. And I'm only telling you not to make you look bad because I'm a friend and I care.
Well, that warms the heart.
Next time I'm just gonna let him have it. They're just the whole show just to embarrass the mess out of him. Anyway, you've been warned. No, nonetheless, the Texans had a lot of key third downs. they kept converting third down after third down. They ran it up the field so much that they got the Steelers defense Connor 4K. Yeah, and so that was very helpful. The Steelers at one point they were 0-6 in third downs.
Yeah, no, that was a big difference between the two offenses. I mean, outside the fourth quarter, it was just, belt to ass. But before that, it was basically they were both, struggling to move the ball. The main difference was CJ was converting on third downs and hitting those big plays where Aaron Rodgers was missing or just didn't have the time because, he was running for his life or running as fast as he could for an 85-year-old.
Yeah, right, exactly. So let's look at this real quick. Let's talk about the defense real quick, okay, which is something that we definitely want to shed light on. So obviously the damage, Houston held Pittsburgh to just 6 points. They dominated the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers just looked it looked like it was time to go.
Well, speaking of that, so some of these Steelers fans, they were chirping really loud this week and got really disrespectful. Like, that defense ain't that good. We're gonna carve them up. They haven't seen an offense like this. I'm like,
oh, who said that?
Check my Twitter page. I have receipts for all of them, and I spent the entire fourth quarter retweeting it and quote tweeting the entire fourth quarter because this game's over. So let me go ahead and do my victory lap. But I'm like, how the hell do you watch this team all year? See all the advanced statistics, all these pundits praise them. Oh, they're not that good.
Yeah. No, if you're saying that the Texans defense is not that good, we're watching a different kind of game here. There's absolutely no way.
The other football apparently, because
no. It's not happening. We got the media turn on the Texans hard on this game. Yeah, it says oh yeah, we read this one already. Yeah, third downs. Yeah, I did like the fact, Rios, and this is something you and I always talk about. We want CJ Stroud to go more through the progressions and less hero ball. And I did see a little bit more of that this against the Steelers. I saw some more short throws and things like that. So I think that was an improvement. There was one particular play when he was able to step up in the pocket. Remember that? Yeah. And he nailed that throw to Christian Kirk. Remember that?
Several of them.
Yeah, he had a few where he stepped up in the pocket. I was like, "Can you do this more often?"
And I think that's something that we had mentioned earlier is how crucial it is to have a solid veteran backup quarterback.
Yeah,
I knew David Mills is not that much older than CJ, but he has been in the league longer. And when CJ was down to 3 games, we noticed from Mills he would step into the pocket and make those key throws when he needed to. Sure, you might eat it getting hit by a linebacker or on a corner blitz, but stepping in the pocket, making those big plays so your team can survive another down. We saw some of that with CJ this past Monday night.
Yeah. So back to the pass rush, the Texans. Sorry, 1 second. The pass. They logged 12 quarterback hits. Will Anderson had 1 sack, 3 QB hits. Sheldon Rankins 1.5 sacks. Danielle Hunter and Derek Barnett combined for 1.5 sacks and 4 quarterback hits. Man. And then I love seeing the big boy touchdown. As a big boy myself, I enjoyed it. Big boy touchdowns are amazing. That to me, that sealed the game. I mean, if there was any chance, if there was any of them making some sort of comeback, I mean, the Texans had it on lockdown, so it's not really fair for me to say if there was a chance. But the Texans defense had it on lockdown. That was it.
Because Pittsburgh was not going to score.
Yeah.
Who was it? Stephen S. said the Steelers are going to win by scoring 27 points on this defense.
Oof.
I'm like, bro, what game are you watching?
Yeah.
How are you paid to analyze this sport and you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to score 27 on one of the top defenses we've seen in the last decade? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's real.
Well, he did keep getting the wide receiver's name wrong, so that was
well, yeah, I mean, you know what? Fair point.
Yeah. Well, another one, 31 pressures. There you go. Thank you. And so, the Texans defense showed up and showed out. Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter, elite all season. They held DK Metcalf to just 42 yards with no other receiver. I think no other receiver gained more than 27 yards either.
Nope. Under 20 yards passing, and they didn't even throw the ball to Derek Stingley's side at all the entire game.
Yeah. I think there was a point where DK beat Stingley, but he still didn't catch the ball.
He dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped it.
That was the one time they targeted him, but it was his own coverage, so it wasn't necessarily his assignment. So It's not from him. But either way, the guy didn't catch the ball. But when it was man on man, they didn't even look. Aaron Rodgers didn't even look his direction.
Yeah, like they stopped feeding Metcalf for after like what, the second half? Not even.
And mind you, Stingley didn't. He didn't shadow Metcalf. He stayed on the side of the field.
Yeah, and that's something to look forward to. It says Jim 8830 says the Texans defense looks awesome, solid, hoping they can be tired out as the game progresses. Over pursuit can backfire. Just saying and hoping. No, I mean that's something we've talked about before. I think one of our biggest concerns coming into a few. I mean, Rios and I can tell you countless games that Rios and I have talked about. One of our biggest things that we talked about is the offense going 3 and outs, wearing out the defense. You know what I mean? That's something that's always on the back of our mind. Luckily, it didn't happen this game against the Steelers, but it could very well happen when you have 3 and down. And when you go 0-3. I mean, sorry, when you go out, 3 and out. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Oh, but also like another thing that someone I saw earlier. Like, I wish I could remember their names. I can give them credit for, but it said something that Vrabel can also take advantage of is taking advantage of the Texans' aggressiveness on defense. Because they don't disguise what they're doing. They are like basically they're in cover two. They're gonna hit you. That's it. That's the game plan. But you can take advantage of especially the edge rushers when they get a little too aggressive. You can take advantage of that.
Emmanuel at you.
There you go. Yeah.
I know he's talking about. I saw the video. Emmanuel at you. Yeah, he was telling you about the defense. Yeah.
But this group is very disciplined. So like I said, it's gonna be a good back and forth between the offense and the defense because Vrabel coached over here and a lot of the stuff that we run, it's some of the stuff we ran when he was here as well as when he was the DC. And he's, with being the Titans coach, like he's seen plenty of the Texans over the years. So it should be a fun matchup.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about New England over here. New England, they're coming off a game. They held the Chargers to only like 3 points. That's something to be said. I mean, Drake May, MVP candidate, led the number 2 scoring offense this year. He did struggle in the wild card round, 1 interception, sub 90 rating, but he's dangerous with his legs though. That's the thing, and that's one of the things the Texans defense does struggle in, a quarterback that can run. Yeah,
I mean with the Herbert, I mean he's been asked every single playoff game. This guy gets 1,000,001 excuse. Like, bro, at some point you got to hold this guy accountable. Like, maybe you need to do a little bit better job because this is 0-3 in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Just choked a 27-point lead against the Jaguars in your first game.
Yeah.
Terrible last year. Terrible again this year. I'm like, how many more excuses is this guy going to get?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, CJ, who's won 3 playoff games, he can't get it done. He's terrible. I'm like,
terrible is a huge reach. Terrible is a huge reach. I think I do think CJ does deserve more credit than what he's given. 100%. Sorry, my dogs are acting a fool.
He deserves the credit Herbert gets for not winning.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
Yeah. Let me see. We got Jamie said for sure Texans defense has stamina. Will be interesting to see the Pats against your offense. Yeah, definitely. I will to go back to the Patriots O-line. The left side is a bit of a problem. Left Jared Wilson, left tackle Will Campbell. They gave up 8.5 sacks this season. This is something that the Texans pass rush can definitely take advantage of. So I want to see how they hold up too.
Yeah, it's funny. So earlier, I can't remember the guy's name. He was like a Patriots content creator. He tried to put, he wasn't too worried about Will Anderson, and he showed clips from when he was at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, my brother in Christ, you're showing clips when he was under 21, still in college. I'm like, this guy is first team All-Pro. Like, you're really gonna put up college highlights? Like, he has not improved at all in the last 3 years. Like, come on, man, what are we doing?
No, yeah, you can't post an argument and talk and show clips from years prior. When, yeah, exactly. No, that's just inaccurate. Let's see what else. I think the Texans defense contained the scramble. The Texans defense, they're really one of the worst ones. It's hard to say that out loud, but at containing any running quarterbacks, this season they have to keep Drake May in the pocket. That's the thing. They have to keep Drake May in the pocket. That's one of the things that they need to do. We got a comment saying this game will be won and lost by our nose tackles.
Actually, I think as far as defenses goes, probably the one area the Pats have a slight advantage. Their defensive tackles are a little bit better, but I mean, these guys we've seen with the Texans, their defensive tackles, like when they've been called upon, they've made plays.
Yeah,
Tongi, Sheldon Rankins.
I mean, especially Sheldon Rankins,
Mario Edwards, where he got hurt. Like these guys have made plays when needed to.
Nico Autry. Nico Autry's made some plays.
Yeah,
he was wrecked. He's been relentless too. Yeah,
they're not big names, but when they've been their numbers called, they've made plays. So it's gonna be basically who wins the battle of the trenches in this game. It's not gonna be a high scoring game. It's gonna be who wins in the trenches.
Yeah, and like I said, anything. I think if the Texans contain Drake May in their pocket, they don't get, he doesn't get those key third downs by using his legs. I think the Texans are can feed off of that and take advantage of that stuff. But yeah, running quarterbacks has been the biggest struggle for the Texans.
Yeah, I think the key for the defense this game is going to be containing the edges, not just Drake May, but with their running backs.
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson he's more of a bruiser, but he can get to the outside. And then the rookie that they have, Trayvon Henderson, like he's a burner. If he gets to the outside, he's gone. Yeah. So they really gonna have to play discipline as far as containing the edges for not just the running backs, but also the quarterback as well.
Another key to victory in my perspective, you let me know what you think, Rios, protecting the football. Stroud cannot have the turnovers that he had against the Pittsburgh Steelers, against the Patriots. They will definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, a defense coached by Coach Vrabel. Yeah, no, they're definitely going to try to look to punch the ball out as much as they can, because they're going to watch the tape and see what the Steelers did to get that many fumbles. You best believe they're going to try to punch that ball every chance they get when CJ has the ball. So he's going to have to get the ball quick. He cannot hold on to it for more than 3 seconds. Because they're going to come and try to punch that ball out. Because having issues with ball security right now, and it might be a mental thing too. Like he's probably thinking, like, "Oh man, I got to hold on to the ball. It's going to think too much," and there it goes.
Overthinking. Yeah, it's weird to say. You can't think in football. Don't use your brain that much. No, just do.
But, I mean, it's true though.
Yeah. Let's go with Woody Marks. Woody Marks reached over 100 yards. That was a big milestone for Woody Marks in the playoffs.
Not just that, 19 carries, no yards.
Say it again.
He had 19 carries, no negative yards at all. He didn't lose a yard at all. Yeah. Hasn't happened in that. So I think ESPN put up the graphic. It was like the first time in like almost a decade where a running back run that many times with no negative yards. I'm like, damn, okay. Yeah, the game.
Yeah. So at that point is utilize Woody Marks. Feed him. Feed Woody Marks. You have to do you have to utilize Woody Marks. And he's been great. Like this is what if the Texans offense was definitely missing Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon was missing. They missed Joe Mixon. I think this offense would definitely be a lot better off with Joe Mixon, but you deal with what you got. And I think Woody Marks has done more than enough. He's been more than enough for the Texans.
He looked like the Nick Chubb from the Browns for a little bit on some of those runs.
Yeah. It's because he's got a little burst of speed, and the fact that he's fluid. He has some vision. You can tell that there's vision there where he lines up. But also at the same time, as I'm giving credit to Woody Marks, Ed Ingram has been phenomenal. Trent Richardson and even Ariante Ursary has been pretty good. I know that he has a huge pressure rate and has given up more sacks than any of the linemen, but he has been solid this season for being a rookie, just being basically thrown out into the wolves like that.
Taking over.
Yeah. I know when he gets the first down, I'm like, Tunsil, you're still here, Tunsil. A little bit of PTSD.
I see that flag, like, oh my god, the spirit of Tunsil lives on.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we got one that says, don't worry, we'll cover special teams in a second. We got New England's Gunners have forced more fumbles than any other team this year. That is correct.
Yeah.
So again, if this is going to be a very big mental game for CJ Stroud. I want to see how he's able to contain it.
I think this game is going to come down, maybe not so much to quarterbacks. It's going to come down more to defense and special teams. I think both quarterbacks have subpar games. I don't see either one throwing more than 200 yards or more than one touchdown. It's going to be It's a old school slugfest, basically running it down the throat and see who can withstand it the most and who makes the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah. As far as special teams is concerned, Frank Ross has done such a fantastic job with special teams. Special teams was an area that the Houston Texans really struggled with before Frank Ross.
For like damn near 20 seasons almost.
Your seasons, yeah, exactly. But Frank Ross has coached the special teams really well. I think with the Patriots, one of their weapons, Marcus Jones, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he has a really, pretty good return game. Marcus Jones is a key part of the secondary as well, but is also, he's a dangerous return guy.
And too.
Say it again?
Their gunners are dangerous too.
Yeah.
Forcing fumbles. Like, like I said here, like they force fumbles, like that's something they're gonna have to be really, really, mindful of. Like you gotta execute quickly, because you make one small mistake, that special teams is gonna, force the ball out, and they're in field goal range at that point, or the red zone.
Yeah. Punting, I don't think I've seen much of an issue with punting except against the Steelers. There was, I think, one punt that was kind of let the Steelers a little closer to the field.
It was a 27-yard punt that put them in excellent position. They scored a field goal, but
still points on the board, right?
Yeah. I think against the Patriots, points are going to be a premium. Like I said, two great defenses and two great head coaches, points are going to be at a premium. You got to be disciplined, and you can't make, small mental errors like that, putting them in good field position, because it's going to be a field position game. I think that's the best way to describe this game. Field position battle.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go. So, I mean, for special teams, I really, again, the Texans have definitely been phenomenal at that, with Frank Ross and his coaching style. So I'm down. I'm all in for that. I think I give a good edge to that, but again, just got to be careful with that return game. What else am I missing here? We covered offense.
Kicking is going to be huge too, and
I think
kicking
Kaimi Fairbairn
right edge, because Kaimi Fairbairn, he's scored the most points in NFL history this year for a kicker. Like he
missed that extra point. I was so mad too. At the end, the very last one, he missed that. I'm like, what? It's okay. We can forgive you.
It's rigged. Point spread.
Stupid. Yeah, no.
But he's MVP so far. I think kicking is also going to play a huge part in this matchup as well. Like I said, there's not going to be a lot of touchdowns. I think it's going to come down to defense, special teams, and whose kicker can make field goals.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Kaimi Fairbairn, he's been the most consistent. D'Amico told him. That's funny. For Tomlin. He's like, hey, go easy on him. No, I agree. Nonetheless, dude, it's something to look forward to. Let me see, what else are we missing? I think so. At this point, I'm thinking if the Texans beat the Patriots on this one, if they get away with a win, the Texans definitely, I think they go all the way. What do you think?
You guys called me crazy when I said it. I'm like, this team has a chance to do what the 07.
I did call you crazy. I'm okay with that. And reason being,
to do what the 07 Giants did, the 2011 Giants did, and the 2012 Ravens did. Subpar, regular season quarterback play, got hot in the playoffs, and just went on a run. It is very possible, especially with this defense, because this defense is probably the best defense we've seen since the 2000 Ravens defense. That defense scored more than the offense, and for the Texans, our defense has scored more than our offense has sometimes. It's okay. Like the points they all count the same. So
yeah. I will say that the how do you call it? When we talk about the kickers, it says, what is this? Hello, my friends. How are you doing? I hope you're okay. Love from Dallas, and hope CJ don't fumble against New England. Thank you. Thanks.
Really appreciate that, because we hope he doesn't either, because my blood pressure can't take it.
Yeah. So we did talk about there you go, J-Rock's prediction against the can you put it back up, Rios? The prediction real quick. I think I was a little 27-16 Texans is what he says. I wanted to compare a little bit of the kickers. I apologize. Kaimi Fairbairn, obviously. So his field goal percentage has been 91.7. He's made 44 out of 48. We're comparing him against Andy Borregales. Andy, I covered a lot of Andy last season when he was playing for Miami. He was a really good. He was a great kicker, and I'm glad that the Patriots got him. But yeah, he's had 80. He's compared to Kaimi. Kaimi's at 91.7. He's at 84.4. I mean, he's made 27 out of 32. Extra point percentage, Kaimi has been solid. Was solid this season. This is as of the season. I'm sorry, not the playoffs. Borregales has been at 96.4, so he's done 53 out of 55. He's only missed 2. Kaimi's longest this season was 57 yards. Andy Borregales was at 59. It's 2 extra yards. Total points 160 for Kaimi Fairbairn this season. Andy 134. So they're,
Well, I mean, career line for Kaimi is 61. So, yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it, Rios. You got anything else that you want to add to it?
Let's see. I will say, for the most part, like the majority of the Pats fans we've encountered, they've actually been pretty respectful. I guess them, like they've, especially if they're from our generation, like they've seen success, so they're not, being over the top or disrespectful like some of these Steelers fans were. I'm like, guys,
I will say this though. Sorry, Brandon came in. Brandon, we're about to leave. I wish you came in earlier. Now you're good. You're probably doing stuff. It says I said Texans will beat Steelers 33-9. He did say that on the last week's episode, and the final score was 30-6. You were right on it, brother. All right, so let's make a prediction. Brandon, what is your prediction this against the Pats? Put it up, and then we'll put it up here. Albert said, "What's up, fellas?" Finally, Jim B83 8830. If you're still listening to us, what is your prediction about the Texans Pats game? We know you're gonna go for the Pats, but what is your prediction?
Look, he's been cool. Like most of them that I've encountered, they've been real cordial, like opposite of the Steelers fans, which is surprising because I know a lot of Steelers fans, and most of them, they were pretty chill. But like this week, I don't know what got into them, but. I mean, that's not I would say the fans have been cool. It's just the content creators and some of their media, they're a little out of pocket. And so when if Houston wins on Sunday and you see me, going at these people, it's not because of you guys. It's because, you know what? I like to keep the receipts and I keep it 100.
There you go. So Brandon posted 20-16 Texans. I like that. You know what? For me, my prediction, I'm going to say 20-17. I think the Texans roll with his winning wave. I mean, they haven't lost. They haven't lost. When's the last time they won? They lost. Rios. I think they keep riding the wave. I just think they keep riding the wave.
Yeah.
Okay, Pats 23-20. So I see that the pattern is I see that it's close.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree it's going to be a close game.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Jim. Hey, man, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Texans defense is fun to watch. 100%. I'm inside your home. That's a heck of a screen name. And then Halloween. Yeah. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please take a moment to subscribe. It would definitely help us out. I'll put it up right now. There you go. So. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at JustFans22. We have an Instagram account as well at JustFansPod right there. Just follow us up. I appreciate you guys, taking the time out of your evening to hang out with us and, give us your opinions. We appreciate y'all. If you haven't, please come and hang out next week when we talk about the results of the Texans versus the Patriots game. Hoping that it's a Texans victory and the Texans are move on. And we got one comment. All the fumbles by CJ don't concern you? No, we talked about it at the top. I think he recovers from it. I think it's going to be something that he looks back on and reflects on it. I think that's the type of character he has. I've enjoyed you. Thanks. No, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for hopping on, man. Appreciate you.
So my prediction before we head out, like I said, low scoring game. I'm going to go 13-10 Texans. Like I said, it's going to be
13-10.
Each team gets one touchdown and I think Cammy kicks the game-winning field goal to end it and takes his team to their first AFC Championship game. And fingers crossed, the Bills win, so it's going to be in Houston. And if it's there, I'm getting a second mortgage. I'm going.
There you go. Klarna. He pays it on Klarna. All right. Then we got one last comment. If there's one thing we know, CJ, he bounces back. Yeah, I agree. I think he bounces back from it. I don't, I'm hoping, he definitely learns from it. And I think he will, I honestly do. If there's one thing that CJ has, remember that time against the Browns when everybody was going against him? What did he do?
The Browns had the number 1 defense. Flacco was playing at a great level, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you guys have no chance." They told him to his face. It's like, "No chance." Okay,
and he took that personally.
It was on the Pat McAfee show. What they do?
Yeah,
great belt to ass, and then, Flacco's the Browns are injured. I'm like, I wish CJ would get the treatment that Herbert gets. So I'm like, come on, like they make every excuse for Herbert, and CJ's like, that guy's old. He wasn't old 2 weeks ago when y'all saying he had no chance. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks again for joining us. I appreciate y'all. That's going to be it for us. We'll see y'all next, what is this, Tuesday? No, next Wednesday. Yep. And, again, we'll see. We'll talk about the results. A few more comments. Sorry. I agree. Low scoring. I think the Pats will pull it out on Drake May's legs. We did address that. It will be a field test, though, 18-15. Yep. Low scoring again, like we said.
Fair.
And then he said, I prayed about it. There you go. All right. Thank you guys again. That'll be it. Again, tune in to us next Wednesday. We'll see y'all then. Peace.
Southwest A-League, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans. If you ain't never been down here, but rule number 1, you gon' respect us. Just fans in my speakers, new one drop, they bout to bless us. I might right through the SWAT, playing just fans right through your spot. Look, and I don't know what you thought, but right here, dog, we gon' rep the squad. Got HU, I might fit it, then on my jersey, you gon' know.